Hi everybody, I hope you're all well and fine and dandy on this. It's another hot day. It's hot in this kitchen. Well, I mean, we had for the birthday treat, we had capital spare ribs, and it did get me thinking, can I make my own capital ribs? I think it's also known as Peking ribs, and I think Beijing used to be called Peking, hence the term capital, to do with the capital of China. I could be wrong on that, but that's what I'm sort of seem to be gleaming from the internet. I'm not sure. If I'm wrong, let me know. But either way, they taste flipping delicious. And I really thought, well, you know how much they can cost in a takeaway. Would it be, it must be cheaper to buy my own and make my own. They did involve an element of getting certain ingredients that Lidl don't sell, because as a lot of you know, I do my main shop in Lidl, but there are things that if I need it for a specific recipe, I will get it, and if it can sit in the cupboard for months, all the better. You'll see what I mean when you see the ingredients, because some of these ingredients I could only get from a larger, more supermarket that sells more variety. But that's fine, because it's now in the cupboard for future recipes, which is fantastic. There will be a cost breakdown at the end, and I'm going to do a comparison how much it costs to buy it from a takeaway and how much it cost the one I made. But yeah, so come and have a look at the ingredients. Okay, so these are the ribs. They're pork ribs from Sainsbury's. The cost of them will pop up here before the ingredients list does. It's just because Lidl do not sell pork ribs, so yeah, we had to go elsewhere, but that's fine. A weekend treat of making our own capital ribs, very much looking forward to. Cooking wine. Now this is Chinese cooking wine, again from Sainsbury's. I think it was £1.90 or £1.60. It'll be in the cost breakdown, and also the ingredients list will start floating up, but I've just put what I need in there. And this is basically, I'm going to marinate the ribs first with the egg and the cooking wine and corn flour, salt and pepper for an hour. And while that's marinating, I'm going to make the sauce. And this is the sauce. I think this is for decoration after, including the sesame seeds, which Lidl do not sell. So this is very handy to have this in the cupboard now. All the prices again will be in the cost breakdown. So this is really the sauce. The sauce is going to cooking. So that's ketchup, soy sauce, garlic and salt. Yeah, so really quite simple actually. I think it's the cooking wine that has a sort of element with the marination, etc. So yeah, let's get started and get cracking. I'm really looking forward to this. This is going to be delicious. Saturday night treat. See you in a bit. Right, let's get this meat in this bigger bowl. It's a slightly bigger bowl. Helpful. I think the other one was a bit too small. The cooking wine, Chinese cooking wine. The egg. I've just quickly whisked it, and I'm just going to drop this in, the salt and the pepper and the corn flour, and kind of get my hands in and just get it all mixed in. Okay, I'm going to clean my hands, get this covered and get it in the fridge and let it marinate for an hour. See you in a bit. So I've taken the ribs out of the fridge, and I'm now going to just brown them off in the 11-in-1 before I add the capital sauce. I'm going to turn it up to 4. It was on 3. So while that's cooking, I'm going to mix these ingredients together. Now, in fact, I nearly forgot, but it has half a teaspoon of red food colouring. That was in the recipe. So I'm going to add all of these into the bowl, mix them together, because I'm going to be adding this final sauce to the ribs, and then slow cook for as many hours as we can manage. So 3 or 4 hours or until cooked. So just adding the soy sauce and the tomato ketchup. Just going to mix that all together. Oh, it smells really lovely. Cool. Yeah, that actually, you wouldn't think such a simple, I mean, soy sauce, tomato sauce, got a lot of garlic and salt, creates Peking or capital sauce. I did not, I really, that's, and a little bit of red food colour, which you can actually see. Wow. Right, that's nicely mixed, so I'm just going to just put that to the side until the ribs are ready. Just going to turn them over. I'm really only browning them a little bit. I'm not, you know, because I'm going to slow cook them. I only really want to brown each side, so I'm going to be turning it off in a minute. Right, just let them brown up a little bit longer, for a few minutes, not for long, and then I'll be adding the sauce, putting foil on top, and then putting it on slow cook function. I'll be back in a tick. So they're nicely browned off. I'm just going to add the Peking or capital sauce and really just mix it in. I have turned the preview off. It's just, it takes a little while for it to register. I'm just going to mix it all. And get that foil on top. So make sure they're all covered. Cool, they look great. I just really want them to slow cook so that the meat just falls off the bone. And I might, during the slow cooking process, just kind of occasionally turn them around, you know, give them a little, make sure they're well coated still, keep an eye on them. Because I'm not actually sure how long it will take for them to be cooked. But yeah, oh, smell great. Right, they look pretty good. So it looks a bit carnagey, all the red. Put the foil on top, I'm forgetting what I'm doing. Close the lid, move the stand out of the way. Right, alright, stop that. Right, I'll turn it off and then on again, because that seems to... Okay. Low or high? Well, high, because it probably won't be for 6 hours. I'm probably going to, what's the minimum? 4 hours. High on 4. To be fair, it may even be 3 hours, but that's where the temperature testing will come into play. So, yeah, I'll see you in a bit. Okay, let's temperature check. God, they smell absolutely gorgeous. Oh yeah, oh this is good. I'm going to see what top temperature it reaches. High 80s, I like it. Let me just test a few more. Oh, steaming you up, sorry. Yep. Okay, they're cooked. Right, we're going to have a taste test, which I'm very much looking forward to. I am serving these with chips and rice, but that's not what this vlog's about. The vlog's about the spare ribs. So I'm going to taste test. I will put a little picture of our plated up, but that's later because it's Saturday night and these are going to carry on cooking while I do the taste test. So I'll be back in a tick with a spare rib. Oh, spare ribs, delish. Oh gosh. Oh, that's tasty. It's hot. That's really nice. I'm not sure if it's exactly the same as what I'd had in the Chinese takeaway. There might be something slightly missing, but I can't work out what it is, but it's still delicious. And there is a bit of a kick, sour kick. I think that's that cooking wine. I mean, I followed a specific recipe, but I mean, it's really lovely, but it's maybe there's more salt in the ones you get in the actual takeaways, maybe. It's perfectly acceptable though, I have to say. Sticky mess. That's really lovely. It might be lacking in the salt content because, I mean, there is a lot of salt in actual takeaways. We know, you know, you get a thirst after. It smelled delicious. Maybe a bit more soy sauce. I'm not sure. If any of you have a capital spare rib recipe, let me know what it is. Because that was my first time I've ever tried to make that. And it was lovely, but it's not quite the same as what we had, even though they're called the same thing. I mean, when you look online, there's loads of recipes. But if you've made it, if you've had a go, let me know. Lovely. It did come to £6 something or other, the whole caboodle. I mean, the cost breakdowns at the end. Interesting. Yeah, that was really worth a go. I would definitely try to do that again. I wouldn't mind finessing that sauce though, because there's something missing in that, I'm pretty sure. So if you ever need, like I say, let me know. Anyway, in the meantime, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye. Take care.